We're all looking for the best foods for fat loss and what foods are going to help us lose fat quicker and faster, all the while eating things that we really enjoy. So today I'm going to share with you the 3 best types of foods for fat loss. Before we jump into those foods, I want to just get something out of the way. It's really common, especially with the internet and clickbaity titles and clickbait videos and articles, to think that there are magical special foods that burn fat. But the truth of the matter is, it takes a dietary deficit, meaning you are eating less than you are burning consistently over time to lose body fat. However, there are some foods that are way better for creating a dietary deficit, and there are foods that are terrible. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to give you my favorite foods for creating and maintaining a dietary deficit. My name is JC Dean. You're watching an OBS approach to looking great naked. This is where I give you the truth about what it takes to get into shape, and I give you the exact steps to reach your fitness goals. You may have seen a few years ago, there was a professor who went on a junk food diet. I think they called it the Twinkie diet, and he lost weight and actually improved his blood lipids from just eating nothing but junk food on a consistent basis, but he stayed within a certain caloric range. And as a result of that, he was in a dietary deficit, and therefore he lost weight. It's no surprise. It happens all the time when people decide to do these experiments. The problem with it is that it's not really healthy in the long term to maintain a diet full of junk food as long as you're in a dietary deficit, because you're not getting enough vitamins and minerals and protein. And the other issue is that you're going to be really hungry. So while some people may have incredible willpower and eat nothing but ice cream and ding dongs, most people aren't going to be able to feel full and maintain and control their appetite. So the first food that I like to emphasize is lean protein. And what I mean by lean protein sources is meat, fish. So think of white fish, think of tuna, think of chicken breasts or lean cuts of beef, or think of something like lean turkey or lean pork, anything like that that falls into the line of lean protein sources, lean meat, lean fish. Even for people that can tolerate dairy, there are dairy products that are naturally lower in fat, or they've been made to be lower in fat depending on where you're getting it, and sometimes like yogurts, or if you get skim milk, whatever you decide to have. But lean protein sources are important for a couple of reasons. The first reason is when you're dieting to lose body fat, you want to make sure that you maintain your muscle mass as you are losing weight. You want to lose fat, you don't want to lose muscle. Eating enough lean protein sources is going to allow you to maintain that muscle mass as you're training, as you're in a dietary deficit, as you're losing body fat. We can also think about protein powders. So there are whey protein powders, there is goat milk protein powders, there are milk protein powders, and for vegans or vegetarians, we have rice protein and pea protein, which I have consumed a lot of pea protein in the past to replace whey, and I really enjoy it. The next group of foods that I think are really important, and I'm going to put them together just because they're carbohydrates, and that is fruit and root vegetables. And the reason I mention fruit and root vegetables is because they both contain either a good amount of, that's really important when you're on a diet because you're naturally eating less food. So you want to make sure that the food you're eating is very nutritious. As far as root vegetables, I like to think of things like potatoes is the obvious one. There are many other different tubers, sweet potatoes, turnips, various other root vegetables that you can eat. Yucca is another one. That are high in nutrients. They also are really good for keeping you full, and they're good for an energy source as well, because when you're training hard and you're losing body fat, you still need carbohydrates for your performance in the gym. And then the last food group that I like to mention, and these are what I call the volume foods, and these are mostly going to be your leafy green vegetables. Any other vegetables that are low in calories but fill you up are going to be good here. So something I recommend quite often is cooked greens, whether it be spinach or something like collard greens. I also really like various forms of cabbage. My favorite way to eat it is kimchi, or you can have sauerkraut, something like that. Pickles are another good option, mostly because they're really low in calories, but they're dense and they fill you up really quickly. I don't think anyone's going to get fat on eating lots of fibrous veggies. You just want to make sure that certain veggies need to be cooked really well or cleaned really well to make sure that they don't cause stomach upset. So I want you to remember that lean protein sources, chicken, fish, beef, lean pork, pea protein, whey protein, whatever you decide to choose, those are really good for you because they keep you full, but they also contain enough protein so you can keep your protein intake high, which enables you to maintain your muscle mass on a diet so you lose fat and you don't lose muscle. Next thing you want to remember is fruit and root vegetables. These are really important, not only because they will help you stay full, but they also contain lots of micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals that you're going to need, especially because you're not eating a ton of food, and it's really hard to get all your vitamins and minerals when you're not eating a good amount of nutrients on a daily basis and getting enough food in general. And then don't forget the high volume foods. Think of lettuce and spinach and cabbage, kimchi, pickles, foods like that will keep you full without taking up a lot of calories. So those are my favorite fat loss foods. Are you keeping these foods in your diet? If you are, let me know in the comments below. If you're not, or if you have questions, let me know those as well. I'll see you on the next video.